See what you did there. The analytics and all tell me you just love showcases of power in anime. Flexing, as they call it. And who doesn't? Those moments are some of the most awesome moments of coronation an anime can give a character. That's why I'll be giving you a gift today. Today our video is going to be on this year's top showcases of power in anime. And I hope that you're prepared for it. Prepared to be both amazed and for some spoilers, mind you. You're going to need it. Our first entry for the day is Rengoku fighting the demons in the train. No, this isn't either of the boss fights, but this really does give off a strong first impression. How can aspiring students like Tanjiro and friends not be impressed? This guy just sensed his way through all the demons' tricks before one-shotting them all in short order. In the process, he even showed off some of his moves, most notably Rising Scorching Sun, all while giving some badass boasts of his own. What a way to make an impression. Even asleep, he can't stop being a badass. His survival instincts alone allow him to power through Enmu's pawns and lead the comeback. His tenure in the show may not have been very long, but man oh man did Rengoku make a very fiery impression in it, flexing and giving us some of the most visually spectacular fights ever in both cinema and TV anime. You'll be missed, Rengoku. Now I want to know what an alternate timeline would have looked like where he survived and became another big mentor figure for Tanjiro. Is it just me, or does this give some Overlord flashbacks? In terms of insane, otherworldly abilities and such, Rimuru already has the title of most overpowered 2021 characters locked up. However, actually seeing it is something in itself, and we get a glimpse of it when he unleashes Megiddo. Seeing Rimuru in rage and just giving zero damns is a scary thought. Taking on the mantle of an executioner, he coldly eradicates 5,000 people just like nothing. A deeper look at the mechanics behind Megiddo will reveal more of how amazing the ability is, but let's just say that I didn't expect wiping thousands out with the Great Sage's super calculations to look like this. I mean, I just don't see how you assert dominance more than just chilling and sending low-tier water spirits to commit mass murder. I mean, it must be a completely awful feeling being in the middle of that, and all of that comes back to one thing. We're all merely just insignificant insects in Rimuru's world. All will fall beneath his might, and this video just proves that. This year's been a good one for One Piece. We're in the midst of a rocking arc featuring the mighty Kaido, but before that, we've got what people have called to be an ultimate team-up. On one side, we've got Luffy teaming up with Lauren Kidd, and on the other side, it's the Beast Pirates. As they say though, unnamed mob characters all fought en masse, especially against heroes, much less guys as strong as the worst generation. Well, there's really no tension. I mean, come on, do you really think Luffy and the boys are going to lose here? I gotta give some props to the animation. It also makes seeing the worst generation's powers look so awesome. Seeing the panels in manga's one thing, but actually seeing it animated completely gives you a new perspective, and we're all left staring in awe. Heck, do they even need each other? Each of them can take down a whole ship by themselves. It's quite a funny thought though when you think about it. Next is Striga fighting in day armor. Does this also count as the best one-man army moment of the year too? I kind of want to crown it already, you see. Castlevania Season 4 has been nothing short of awesome, and whilst there's more to it than the fights and action sequences, it's moments like these that truly send it over the top. Feast your eyes on this eye-popping sequence of Striga just destroying everyone in sight. It's as brutal and violent as you'd expect, and I don't think maximum carnage would be enough to describe the destruction she released on everyone. The action's fluid, the choreography's on point, and you can really feel the impact every time she swings that large sword of hers. An awesome moment as one of the audience, a truly harrowing moment though, if you imagine yourself in that scene. People have been calling this the Berserk adaptation that we needed and never got. And you know what? They're right. Tokyo Revengers makes its way to the list with Mikey vs Valhalla. Do you remember the most overpowered characters list I had just recently? Make sure you go and check that one out. Now, the reason I brought that video up is because Mikey's featured there, and if you want the most concrete evidence that he belongs in the list of the most overpowered 2021 characters, then you have it right there. Thorman vs Valhalla has a lot of intense moments of straight up no holds barred fighting between gangs, and it's exactly the kind of stuff you'd expect out of Tokyo Revengers. Most notable in it, however, is that for me, it serves as as one of Mikey's many shining moments in the show. You gotta admire his resilience here. Even when it seems he's down and out, he still finds a way to push his resolve and turn the tides with a straight up devastating beatdown on the enemies. Now, this just proves that while he's someone that Dolman respect and take pride in for his strength, his power goes beyond the physical combat abilities. It's pretty much impossible to take the fight out of him, and that alone is scary to think about. Are you enjoying this list so far? Yeah? Then make sure you hit the subscribe button. It helps the channel so much, and it will help the channel get to its next milestone. Let's go take it home and reach 1 million subs at some point next year. Remember, each subscription matters. Thank you for your help. Now let's get back to the list. Villain fights intrigue me because of the dynamic that they employ. Yeah, both are bad guys that you won't root for typically, but there's always the more charismatic and the more likable one that you'll be rooting for. In this case, it's Shigaraki, who has a tough matchup ahead of him. Well, on paper at least. Hey, Redestro gave Shigaraki a run for his money at several junctures, but once Shigaraki's quirk evolves and he finally grabs hold of that peak power, it is all over. It's all Shigaraki as far as I'm concerned, and he makes Redestro the first victim of his ferocious counterattacks. It's a chilling moment when Shigaraki completes his resolve, but I can't help but feeling awe to see his evolution complete in such a manner. Melting down an entire city is something, I tell you. This is Shigaraki's crowning moment, the very time we know that he means business. He solidly cemented himself as the ultimate villain and the one capable of following his master's footsteps. Our heroes have a tough battle ahead if they want to even sniff a chance at beating this monster. After that, we have Levi versus Zeke. Wait, is this the correct season? Hold on a sec. Yeah, it is indeed. Remember how Levi utterly destroyed Zeke before? Yet the poor slob just keeps coming back for more, doesn't he? With a quite healthy dose of fear this time. And yet again, Levi flexes his power on Zeke almost effortlessly, in fact. This time, it's not a meticulous breaking down of Zeke like in Season 3. Zeke doesn't even want to fight Levi at this point, but you know, Levi doesn't care. While it's even less of a fight than before, it's still one hell of a moment that will get your heart racing. The image of Levi falling down unfazed before killing off his comrades turned Titans is an underrated highlight for me. Unfazed and unworried, all he had was sorrow in having to solo destroy them all, and that he did. Levi is not the strongest soldier for nothing, and even after he's proven that again and again in so many instances, he hasn't lost his touch one bit. All the way to the final season, Levi remains a human super weapon, and that, my friends, is pure awesomeness. How about Orsted just squashing Dead End like it was nothing? Yep, this belongs to the list, alright. One of the most gripping scenes in this season was of Rudius getting the donut treatment, and that's courtesy of Orsted's effortless destruction of the group. The fight itself is good, to be fair. You can enjoy the masterful animation of the group's futile struggles against the Dragon God, but I never really felt that Dead End had a chance. Nothing they did managed to as much as deal damage to Orsted, and he just swats everyone away like bugs. They never had a chance, and Orsted's more than happy to show that fact in their faces. Seeing the defeated Dead End after the fight was such a painful scene, and the fight, well, if you can call it that, did so much in building up hype over Orsted's power. Finishing up the list is Hollow Purple. Anyone saw Jujutsu Kaisen become the hit of its season? I did, and it did so mostly because it brought something to the table. Something, you might say, that pushed Demon Slayer over the top. While it's no contest if you'll compare the two in terms of popularity, let's just say that amazing animation and jaw-dropping moments in a shonen series that's relatively easy to consume is a formula for success. Now I'm saying that because what I feel is one of the best moments of all in Jujutsu Kaisen came in the form of Gojo finally joining the fight with his spectacular Hollow Purple. This comes in the midst of Yuji and Todo having one superbly animated battle against Hanami. The fight's already good, and I've talked about the insane animation of fight progression on another video, but having Gojo come in and finishing it with a show of power, man, it's just the series being given the justice that it deserves. What more can be said of Gojo's power after this moment? It's clear that he's the type of mentor who's not going to be jobbed out anytime soon just to feed some villain hype, and he's probably the strongest person on the side of good. Period. Do you think Hollow Purple is the flex moment of 2021? Share your thoughts in the comment section. I'd love to know your thoughts about this one. Perhaps you've got something else in mind as well. I'd love to know that too. If you like the video, then hit that like button and check out the rest of the videos from my channel. You can also support me through Patreon and channel memberships. As a last thing, I'll leave the link to my Instagram so you can drop by for some news related to anime and my channel. That's it for this video. Hope you have a great day, and I'll see you again. Goodbye.